Greetings, YouTube. This is Self Mastery 101. And today, I'm going to just go over my entire spiritual journey. So I have now just arrived back on YouTube, and I thank you so much for your patience. I've been fighting a lot of spiritual warfare. I lost everything, but God is phenomenal. I have now been just regaining and acquiring everything back that was lost. And for everybody that is going through any kind of sabotage, gang stalking, it is not you. This war right now is between God versus man. I'm just letting you know how you can identify who's one of you, a chosen one, or a believer, chosen one, believer. You can look at the person's aura. You can look at how bright their light shines when they walk into a room or they're walking down the street. You know that's your person. Satan knows you before you know you. All of his little minions right now are in every sector of our life, and they've been controlling every sector of our life. And for all of us believers, we have been settling and stating that, oh, this is Satan's world, the second coming of Jesus, or, God's going to take it back. It's 1,000 years. No. We have to take a stance right now. Now is the time. If God be for you, who could be against you? It's time for us to take that initiative and to stop Satan from oppressing us in this country, in the United States. It's absolutely horrendous in the United States for believers of God. They have sabotaged every aspect. For example, how many people are look for a job, they get the interview, they go to the job, and then they're seeing all of this favoritism. And no matter how much work you've done and you're a top performer, you don't get anywhere except for crucified by your fellow co-workers, by management. Well, what I discovered during my spiritual warfare, because I'm majorly fighting, but I'm winning, just to let you know. The whole thing is a game. So it's like a Hunger's game. And unfortunately, all of us believers, none of us knew about this game. When you are selected for employment, when you're taking an assessment, not only do they see your bright and shining light, they also understand how you answer those questions, and they know you are not one of them, so to speak. One of those who break all the rules. Being in one of those who's capable of turning into a bully. How many people have noticed people who have began working for a company and then all of a sudden they turn into bullies? That's because there was something in them, and that company already recognized it, so they don't have to really do much work. They don't have to always come into work. They can come in however they want. They can sleep, they can be drunk, But I can tell you this, when you are a chosen one, always notice your surroundings. So at work, you're going to know when they're trying to set you up, so to speak. So you'll have great conversations with these coworkers who are pretending to like you, but they don't like you at all. They hate your guts. And when it's time for them to accuse you of something, the drunk person becomes sober. The absent person becomes present. The late person becomes early. The enemies become friends. And all of a sudden, they're dotting their I's and crossing their T's. Because that's when they're ready to gang up on you. As believers, I just figured out how Satan and his minions work. Believers, we're normally very independent people, and we tend to be loners because we have everything, all of our gifts and our abilities that God has given us. Satan sends his minions. They'll send multiple people to gang up on one of you. As believers, we need to take heed and take a little bit of Satan's little minions' tactics. We all need to get together, band together, and fight back. There is no way that we have all of this authority from God, all of our gifts, all of our ordaining, and these people are running the country into the ground, and in turn, because they have been running the country into the ground, they're running the world into the ground, unfortunately, because the United States has a lot of influence on many countries. And you'll see how this evil influence has raided many nations. These people have oppressed all of us believers, and there's no reason for it. And the one thing that they have that we don't have, we do not have unity. Satan doesn't have denominations or special religions. When it comes to attacking one of us, all of the differences are put to the side, and they all of a sudden band together and they team up on us. So when you're seeing these people who fight all day, they can't stand each other, and they truly can't stand each other. However, the one thing they do have in common is they are disbelievers of God. The one thing all of us have, no matter what religion, we are believers of God. How we can contribute to fighting back is you go to a store where you know there's believers and you really click with them. Give them good customer service scores and always go in there. If you see that the staff is being oppressed, you still give them a good customer service, but you put in the comments what is unacceptable and take control. The one thing that Satan does not want is for a believer to speak. Once a believer speaks, it dismantles Satan's attempt. They will always lose. That's why they like to interrupt us when we're talking. And that's why they like to shun us, because our shining light actually burns those kind of people, those disbelievers. So you'll notice when you go into a store that they'll be all polite to you and they'll say, oh, you can go ahead of me, or I'll take you up here first out of all those people that are waiting. And that's because your light is shining so bright, it's burning them. And they don't know what you're going to say. So then they want to automatically cut you off when you talk, because if your light is so bright, what's going to happen? What's going to come out of your mouth, and what's going to happen? As believers, we should never, when we talk to disbelievers, we should never participate in conversation where it is putting down any denomination, any religion. No matter what is going on, we should always report whatever comment that these disbelievers have made. In our eyes, we believe in God. God is God. So that's the way Satan actually, his minions, that's the way they are. So no matter how they are, they always take their side. They're always right. How come we can't do something like that? So, for example, all of God's houses are being tainted because of this. So where we have Buddhist, Hinduism, Sikhism, Baha'i, Muslim, Christian, Catholic, and then the Christian denominations, Mormon, Seventh-day Adventist, Baptist, Jehovah's Witness, Methodist, Episcopalian, Pentecostal, Evangelical. There's a host of other religions. If you hear people speaking in a very curt and harsh manner and ruining names, and you're hearing something like that come out of their mouth, like where they're downing any kind of religion, you have to be just like Satan and chime in on their conversation and say, oh, you know what? I'm actually Mormon. Oh, you know what? I've been studying Hinduism, even if you haven't, to put these people in their place. They have no right to talk about any of God's houses. So we have to band together. And I also forgot Nation of Islam. It doesn't matter if you agree with what any of these religions are saying. In your eyes, when it comes to the enemy and confronting the enemy, your team is always right. That's exactly why Satan's little minions have been winning and we have been losing immensely. They cause people to sabotage themselves. They run them out of every job because they are all connected. So it doesn't make sense to even go back to those jobs when you lose your job and then you have to put your reference for another job. They just call their little minions and figure out what makes you tick. And that's basically what I learned at the very last job that I had. It all came to a head where now it all made sense. How all of these people, every time I went somewhere, it followed me. Those are Satan's minions. So it's not about race or skin color. It is about creed. Are you a believer or are you a disbeliever? We have to learn what this game is so that we can catch on. Now, I do have to say, the Lord is not playing anymore. The wheels are turning in our favor. because Satan's little minions have ruined the earth with their nonsense. They would rather have things poorly ran than to have it ran by chosen ones or believers. We can stand them, but they can't stand us. And that shows how weak they are. They can't even take a Bible verse. When you're at work with dealing with these minions, if they start creating a bunch of chaos, you're going to upload your Bible on your phone. You'll ask to use the restroom and then read those scriptures softly, but in your mind you're reading it so loud, and then come out. How you know that it's working is they first start banging on things and slamming things, and they're breathing all hard and stomping their feet. That's when you keep reading, because then the next step is they're going to leave. That's when the devil flees. We have to start using our influences. Do not go to EEOC. Do not go to Human Resources if you are a believer and you believe in God. The system is not designed for you. If you want to get fired, absolutely, go to EEOC and go to HR. They use all of those rules and they make you watch all of these videos. It is just a template because the rules don't apply to Satan's little minions. So now we are all in our little cubby holes, in our little boxes. I'm a this, I'm a Presbyterian, I'm a Seventh-day Adventist, I'm a Baptist, I'm a Catholic. We're all split up. This war, we need everybody to participate in this war. You make sure, if you are in management and you're a believer, hire your believers, and no matter what they do, you do not fire them, you keep them. Because when the time comes, it is time to rise. You do just like they do. And you get them out of your way. You get them out of there. You will become a train and become unstoppable. And no matter what these people are doing, if they're in front of you, they're going to get ran over. No matter how much noise is being made, keep going. It does not matter. God is protecting you. They cannot do anything to you. And I'm going to go over, on another video, of course, I'm going to go over the devil's tactics so that you know exactly what these little minions are doing. I hope this helps everyone. Have a blessed one.